Hey guys, welcome to today's extra juicy video. We're going to talk about beauty secrets, controversies, things that I do in my routine that are not necessarily mainstream. And I thought it would be fun to get ready and just kind of talk about all of these things. I've gotten some interesting questions in my DMs, so I thought I've gotten some interesting comments, like the same comment over and over and over and over. And I thought, let's just make it a video and chit chat and get ready and play with makeup. I'm pretending it's fall weather, even though it's like 100 degrees still. But the dip from like 109 to 100 feels like it is coziness. Let's prime. I bought the Sisley, love the Sisley, gonna use the Sisley. You're gonna see it used because $220 is an investment. If you have not seen my expensive products worth the splurge, like worth every penny, I will link that below. But I'm gonna make sure I use every freaking drop. The double Tenseur, just everything about it feels luxury. And insert circus music because these two really should not like go together as like the combo to recommend. But was that mean? Wet n Wild circus music? That was kind of mean. I love this one. This is the Wet n Wild Impossible Primer Base, silicone-free pore filling primer. I'm just trying to broaden my horizons with pore filling primer. Like every once in a while I go through this mood where I'm like, I gotta try something different. Like we gotta switch it up. Like we've been hardcore going for the Tarte, just maybe like a little too much. Yum chai chocolate tea. I'm gonna underpaint because I just feel like it. How is everyone doing? What's going on in your world? My world is somehow boring and chaotic simultaneously. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, where it's just like the usual, but something about it, it's like stress, electricity, but it's just like another day, you know what I'm saying? It really does feel like end of summer though. Like it feels like when I go online and I look at anything makeup related, it's like holiday launches and I'm like, oh my gosh, like we are not even at Halloween. How are we in holiday? Like it always shocks me every year when holiday launches are already like previewed. I'm like, stop that. Like I'm in a time machine. I'm using my RCMA palette for this. And then I am gonna go into the Chanel. We're not gonna use all of my absolute fabulous favorites that are expensive in this video. We're gonna mix it up a little bit, but this is like, we're like fresh and new and butterflies, you know? All right, so as I'm blending this in, I just want to say that when I recommend things that have to do with health, do your own research, you do you. And in fact, you know what? When I recommend makeup, when I recommend anything, fact check life for you. Make sure you are following your own gut. You know what I'm saying? So I just thought it was laughable. Someone was really concerned that I am drinking aloe and that I share that I like drinking aloe. Now I am not guzzling gallons of aloe juice. Now for a hot moment when it was like 109 degrees and I was trying to really up my hydration, I was having foot cramps and leg spasms and really trying to get more potassium in my system. I was drinking more of it and I'm like, look at me, straight out the jar. It tastes like trash. I love it. And like James is like, it's disgusting. You're like, why are you drinking this? And someone was like, oh my gosh, Tati, really good for your skin. But did you know it causes cancer? Literally, I'm at the point, you guys, where I'm like, everything causes cancer. Can we please stop it? Like, do you ever drink Coke? Do you ever eat fast food? Anyway, someone was just like ruining my fun with aloe juice. And I was just curious if anyone else has heard of this. Like we can find fault in everything. And I guess this was just like an interesting thing to bring up at the beginning of this video as I'm like jamming makeup on really quickly. I'm actually just gonna use my fingers for this. Yeah, what do you guys think? Do you like the aloe juice idea? You can do it before bed for digestion. Some people recommend that. You can drink it plain. You can add it in with water. I mean, there are many different ways to drink it. But I guess everything I'm about to share, some people are gonna be like, oh no, I have seen the studies and I know this. So before I get into things like spending time in the sun without sunscreen and castor oil, I just wanted to like dip my hand in the whole like, hey, we're friends here. And like, you do not have to follow my advice. This is just my life, what I've learned along the way and what works for me. I do a lot of weird things with just how I live my life. Like, I think I'm just an odd bird. I really do. This drives my mom insane. I always put my phone in airplane mode. I'm chronically in airplane mode. And for someone who is doing what I do, I hate my phone. I don't have a good relationship with my phone. I have fun with it for work and I go online to enjoy things, you know, when I feel like it. But I actually feel like having a more closed off relationship with it has allowed me to love my life more and live my life more. And that's been really beneficial. Yeah, so I kind of shut off that communication quite often. And that's been really, really positive for me. That doesn't work for everyone. I also do not announce if I take like 5 days off of Instagram or whatever. I'm pretty much just tapped out for a minute, and you guys kind of know that by now, like, oh, she's just taking like a social media like minute for her health, and then I bounce back in. A lot of people feel, what I sense is like a lot of guilt where they are like, I'm gonna take a couple days off of posting. And it's just always been so interesting to me that we feel like a part of ourselves is like owned by this thing. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, have fun with some of it, but when you look at all of it and it starts to stress you out and it's like too much to keep up with, you gotta make sure you're putting yourself first, is all I'm trying to say. Okay, so let me get to the shock one first, because everyone in my most recent reel on Instagram, a lot of people, whoa, that was more than I had bargained for. You know what? Let me blend this in because I am not paying attention to my foundation and this could be a problem. I'm gonna go with a little bit of RCMA Beach Day Bronzer and Catalina. I'm also gonna be using Honest Blush. We're gonna make sure we use the creams before powders and pay attention. So a lot of people in the comments of my most recent reel on IG, and just actually in comments in general, were like, I demand to know the fake tan. I want to know the fake tan. Fake tan, what is it? What's the fake tan? And I couldn't bring myself to reply because honestly, people hear that I go out and I'm not afraid of the sun and they want to throw rocks so hard. They're like, almost like cursing you, like you're gonna get cancer. You're a bad role model. Like even my mom is like, I don't know about this, like wear a hat. And I do wear a hat and I shield my face and I use sunscreen on my face, but I also am not afraid of the sunshine. You'll hear a lot of people in the holistic community talking about removing seed oils and how sunshine reacts differently. You don't burn anymore. I have not burned once going out in the sunshine at all over this summer or even last summer. And I've been a little over a year, maybe year and a half, seed oil free. Like I do not have any snacks in my home that have any sunflower seed oil, grapeseed oil, canola oil. I found that out of everything was the most beneficial to my health. And also I don't get even a little bit red going outside. Now, here's the thing. You need sun exposure. Light gives light, but in safe doses, and also honor your genetics. If you are very pale and you know that you burn, this might not be the best for you. So for me, I love to go outside in the early morning hours. You can pay attention to the UV index, go outside when you're not in that direct light. And I literally set a timer, 10 minutes on the front, 10 minutes on the back. I don't do this every single day, but I have found that my vitamin D levels have been massively improved. My hormones have improved. My sleep is better. Inflammation is reduced. I feel better. My skin is actually healthier. When I was using self-tanner all the time, I feel like if you look at the ingredients, some of them even contain red dye. While I love makeup and I'm not totally sold on everything being organic and clean for the face, because I just know that with formulation, you cannot achieve that. But when I'm thinking about my whole body, I don't want to be slathering on a ton of potentially toxic ingredients, things that will harm your DNA, things that are known to be carcinogenic, but they're in small doses. I personally still don't want the small dose. So for me, on my body, I'm pretty careful with what I will use. Your pores are the mouth of the body. Like it's kind of like bringing everything into you. You do have to be mindful that like everything we layer on can potentially harm in larger quantities. Now, if you look at a lifetime, time and you look at all the many different things that you use, it does stack up. So for me, I feel really good just not globally on my body putting on heavily fragranced, really questionable, icky ingredient loaded creams and whatnot. Even like my shower gel is very basic. And what I found to be surprising, because I was spending like $200 on a tub of expensive lotion that I would buy at Neiman Marcus, and I was doing the fake tans and just like all the crazy things that I would do, and like body serums and like these crazy body scrubs and all the things. And my skin was not good. Like it was fine, but man, was I working for it. And now I use like a coconut soap. I use a homemade body scrub if I need it. And for lotion, I will use Naturium Unscented. That's not a perfect product, but if you're looking for like super like basic, otherwise I'll just use beef tallow or coconut oil literally from the kitchen. And that's that. And that's it. Or I will use castor oil, which we're gonna get into. So the mystery is solved. Controversy is let out of the cage. I do not self-tan. What you see is just from me living my very best life. I think that you can overdo anything, but in small doses. When it comes to nature, I think maybe we need to rethink a few things and put our feet in the grass and get some fresh air and not be so terribly afraid of the sun. Also, sunscreens, especially the spray ones, can be toxic AF. There are occasions where maybe you're on vacation, you're on a boat, you need it. I get it. I totally get it. I'm not like, oh, go and roast yourself. But yeah, I'm not afraid of the sunshine. Okay, so I need to do kind of like an update type of a thing about my hair, because a lot of people want to know what's going on with my hair. Did I even put concealer on? Oh my gosh. Okay. I need to do an updated hair routine. I love volume. You guys know, like I love the layers here and like the flippy volume. That is my jam. I'm into it. I don't know that I will ever change. I love how my hair has been looking. I only wash my hair once a week, maybe twice a week. But what I do is I dry shampoo. I make sure that I brush my hair and get it out of the way before I go to bed. I do dry shampoo before I do like a HIIT workout or spin. Typically with weights, I don't sweat that much, so it's not like a big deal. But just having like a hair strategy is really helpful, so I do that. And if my hair does get greasy and oily beyond repair, I will section off the top part. I'll go in the kitchen and just in the kitchen sink, just wash the top part of my hair, blow out the bangs, and like that's it. And my hair doesn't get as oily anymore. It stays looking fresh longer, and I've never been able to do this, which is amazing, and I'm loving it. And I feel like with the more highlighted bits in my hair, it's been healthier for it. So that has been a really nice change. And then also I do use a filter in my shower. You know, we're talking about the skin, like every little thing that you do adds up. So I use one from Pristine Hydro. It's a smaller company. I know on TikTok they have the Jolie filters, and way back when I did Tip Tuesday, I talked about the T3 micro filters. I really think pulling out chlorine and just any other kind of heavier whatnot going on in your water is a really good thing for your hair health, skin health. I think that's a major one that a lot of people don't want to invest in. Quality of the things you use on the daily is going to make such a big difference over spending, you know, $300 on an anti-cellulite cream. That's just my 2 cents. I see such a difference when I'm using a water filter to shower. Still so in love with this Bobbi brown powder. Oh my goodness. I don't know what it is, but it just blurs you so beautifully. I love it. I love it. And then I am going to take a little bit of the Guerlain Météorites, little stardust powder for the face. I'm gonna go in with Patrick Ta, She's Sculpted, and pop this in the crease. I still, for some reason, love these powders for eyeshadow, especially if you're doing kind of a lazy girl day look. You don't wanna do too much. You don't wanna look like you have too much on. It's the funniest thing because I love his new palette, but I still find myself gravitating toward just taking one of these. The blend is just the best. It's just so good. I am working out with heavier weights recently. Like I've graduated, which makes me feel so strong and so good. But now I'm just like, I worked out this morning and I think I overdid it and my neck is like, ugh. I'm like feeling it in the blend. Working out with weights like saved my life. Literally kickstarted everything, got me really curious, even deeper on all the health stuff. Okay, what else can I tell you that's controversial? I use castor oil for everything. I started out with just putting it on my eyebrows for regrowth and my lashes, and now I have graduated into slathering it on my face, my thighs, my belly button, my arms, my cuticles, my feet. I use castor oil for everything. It is a miracle. It's youth in a bottle, and it is not that expensive when compared to some of the other things out there that will not penetrate as deeply. Castor oil will actually break up tissue like fibroids. I don't want to get myself in trouble here. It will penetrate so deeply, and any cysts, any fascia can be released more effectively if you're using castor oil, which will help the overall appearance of cellulite, and it can give you some relief. Women will do, a liver pack overnight, like a castor oil pack. You can put it on if you have any cysts on your breasts. Like it is just such a wonderful thing. And I never knew too much about it. And then I started watching lectures on castor oil because that's what I do in my free time. I really am into health and wellness and nutrition. And if I wasn't doing beauty right now, I think I would probably go down that pathway a little more intensely because I'm so fascinated by it. Like I love learning what different ingredients will do to help assist the body, like whether that's drinking dandelion tea or, hey, did you know you can get a really beautiful benefit from putting castor oil in your belly button, and why, and just all of these different ways to look at things. This is She's Chiseled, another one that I love. Like they just blend so well and the color is like perfection. Like literally the perfect outer corner. I don't know why this color is not the same like in the pan of the, like you would think like one of these would be like, yeah, like that one's in. No, it's not the same. It's not the same. I don't know why this works for me. It just does. Okay, so let's talk about shapewear because TikTok really wants me to be suctioned in. Those are a lot of the ads that I get. And like, honestly, stop it. Like, stop. Not everyone wants to be like, ugh. I find that to be the most uncomfortable thing ever of all time. I know, like if you're in a wedding or something, like the type of dress you're wearing, like you might want a little assistance. You might want some Spanx. You might be into it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's fair. Because I get it. Like we all have a right to feel good how we think we look our best. Like we have a right. So if you are into it, like you do you, feel your best. I always feel like I am on the verge of a freaking panic attack when I'm wearing shapewear. Anyone else? Like the really intense ones? Kid you not, this is gonna be like a way TMI story. So I can't even count the number of events that I have been to where with my very best efforts, I will put on shapewear. It looks good, you look cinched, your tummy is controlled, especially if you're wearing like the thong one that like the whole thing goes up to your bra and you're just like, Shazam, dang, I look so good. Look at me, I can't breathe, it's kind of hard to walk. Really concerned for how I'm gonna go to the bathroom, but that aside, I look awesome. I end up taking them off. I did this at my Kiwi launch. I teetered upstairs and I was like, I can't breathe and I can't even talk to people while I'm doing this. No one had extra underwear. So I literally was just like free as a bird, hoping I didn't fall over while like doing like my speech and everything. Pretty sure this also happened at the Tati beauty launch, and it also happened at my sister's wedding. You put me in anything that's gonna suffocate me and literally I start having an out-of-body experience and like I can't handle it. So I'm just like, forget this. And like I will find a bathroom and just like peel it off and be like, I can't. Oh, I think I did this at my wedding also. And then the internet was like, Tati, are you pregnant? I'm like, no, I just went in the bathroom and took off my shapewear because I just could not be bothered. My body changes hour to hour throughout the day. And I think it's so unrealistic to think that we all look the same like every day of the month and hour to hour, especially, you know, as women, our hormones are like, oh, we're on a roller coaster. Like we're always changing. I hope you guys are really enjoying this video. I'm saying all the things that are super weird that, like, make no mistake, some of my friends and family, they're like, this is on another level. Like, what are we doing? We're drinking cayenne pepper now in the morning? Okay, like what else are we doing? Because I'm always trying new things. My goal in life is to feel my best. That's literally it. So when I talk about changing things or adding things in or just being more comfortable in my skin, whatever it may be, or how I express myself, if I'm wearing a ton of makeup, if I'm not wearing makeup, like I'm always changing and I give myself the room to do that. And I hope you do too. Like I tell James, I'm a new woman every hour. And that's just how I'm living. That's how I'm choosing to live, because I will constantly grow from one set way into something new, and I feel my best being that way instead of just constantly being stuck. I'm gonna learn and experience and grow, and if I hit a few walls along the way, so be it. I'll learn from that experience as well. Sometimes we say, like, just be yourself. But in today's society, with so many opinions being thrown around, it's really hard to actually do it and follow through and be your true authentic self. And I've been saying for a long time, like, that's the mission that I'm on. But I haven't really zeroed in on exactly what that mission means. It's still opening up to me, just even with how I handle my health. Like for me, I'm like, I feel better than ever. And then I kind of look around and I'm like, let's evaluate, like what's working, what's not, and where can I deepen the stretch? That's my other favorite thing to say. I'm like, you're not gonna like go into the full splits like straight away. Like you watch all these health videos or a biohacker's 4 in the morning routine, you're like, wow, their life must be amazing. Look at this. Just take like a little bit that resonates with you and chew on that first is my recommendation. Don't go full splits, just deepen into the stretch. Find out what feels good. Maybe you stay in one place for a while and then you feel like, I'm gonna press a little bit deeper and it's kind of painful and you're like, I don't like it. Go back, go forward. Eventually your flexibility to get into that like routine or whoever you envision yourself becoming will just arrive, and it feels so good when it does. So I hope, hold please, we're gonna do a little MAC please me. I will list everything in the description box. I know I've been like, you know? This was lost in the bottom of a random purse. And now that I have my fancy Amazon purse organizer, I don't have missing favorite glosses roaming around everywhere. This one is such a nice one. I'm gonna do just a little hit of Westman Atelier highlight. And I think my rant about all of my super weird habits when it comes to health, wellness, and beauty, because those seem to be very tied, has come to a close. I have more that I could share. Let me know if you want another one of these get ready with me weird things I'm testing out in the everyday striving to be better and feel better and do better and look better and all of it. Let me know that you want more by thumbsing this video up. Leave me comments below. Let me know how you're doing. I hope you're having a good one. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for hanging out. Mwah.